Hello and welcome back to my channel. Hello, my manifestation queens. If you are tuning in on the podcast, if you are new here, hi, how are you? I'm so glad that you are stopping by today. Before you go, I would love it if you resonate with anything that I talk about to like and to subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you will be notified every time that I drop a new video. This helps me out so much and I would appreciate it greatly. Okay, my name is Bethany. I'm a future author, founder of Manifested Life, which I haven't necessarily talked a whole lot about, but because of this topic today, it is completely relevant. Manifested Life is a company that focuses on helping women and guiding women through their journey through spiritual trauma and through the false beliefs taught to women in the church so they can manifest their greatest life. Since creating this channel, my business has actually shifted quite a bit, specifically to the women who are dealing with the false beliefs taught to them inside the church and through spiritual trauma, versus me reaching out to women who are solely dealing with limiting beliefs and those women being Christians and who are also believing in manifestation. So there was a huge shift in my business, and that's what I wanted to bring to you today because of the topic we are going to talk about. Like I said, is completely relevant to Manifested Life. And in saying that, today's topic is another church chat, and we are going to talk about all the misconceptions that come alongside of manifestation. If you are already rolling your eyes at the word of manifestation and what you believe to be true of manifestation, I do ask that you just watch this video with an open mind, and if it still sounds super crazy and if you're just still like, I don't think it's a thing, you don't have to, it's not a big deal. Like, it's totally fine. So here we go. The misconceptions of manifestation. Y'all should feel super privileged because you are seeing me in all my hair washed and brushed glory without even doing anything to it. I haven't brushed it in God knows how long. So when I took a shower this morning, I actually washed it. Thank you, Jesus. And I brushed it like in the same day. I mean, that's super crazy. So we are in full glory. Haven't even done anything yet. You should feel super special that you get a look at this. Okay, I have a lot of notes here. I have a lot of notes because honestly, this was going to only be a podcast. This was only going to be a podcast, but I decided I wanted to make a video and we'll also do the podcast as well. So the misconceptions of manifesting. Is it evil? Is it selfish? Is it real? That's my title and I really like it. So before we get into anything else, let's define manifestation. So when I was looking up this definition, I actually found a great excerpt from oprahdaily.com, and I'll read that and then I'll explain to you what my definition is and the definition that most spiritual people have. From Oprah Daily, which I think this is very interesting to grab this definition from Oprah Daily, because when I was looking this up, Oprah is actually a really big believer in the law of attraction and manifestation, which is super cool. So we have here, manifestation is bringing something tangible into your life through attraction and belief, i.e., if you think it, and it will come. However, there is more to manifestation than willpower and positive thinking. As Angelina Lombardo, the author of Spiritual Entrepreneur, tells OprahMag.com, manifesting is making everything you want to feel and experience a reality via your thoughts, actions, beliefs, and emotions. And now my definition of manifestation. Manifestation is attracting something, tangible or not, into your life through belief, the thoughts you think the most of, and inspired action. Now that we kind of understand the foundation of manifestation, belief, the thoughts you're thinking, and the actionable steps to receive your manifestation, to receive the thing that you're desiring, I'm going to explain to you the 6 misconceptions that we'll be discussing today. To some people, manifesting and the law of attraction, which we're just going to cover manifestation today, is categorized as strictly New Age. I like to argue that the title New Age is something that other people like to classify others who actually believe in the law of attraction and manifestation. However, New Age is an extremely in-depth concept, and I'll get into where that came from and the actual definition of New Age. Now, before we dive even further into this, I'm going to share with you the exact definition and a little bit of a background of the New Age according to Britannica. And honestly, the term New Age is extremely misleading, especially for those who aren't doing their research and who hear other people say it. And the term New Age is actually very misleading, because if you didn't know any better, if you haven't done your research on what New Age actually was, or you just heard it at your church, or you heard it at just around, people calling everybody New Age, you would actually think that it is literally a new style of believing or new way of believing and or living, which is absolutely incorrect. Okay, to be completely honest, there is a whole lot to read about the New Age movement. So I'll touch on a few things, but if you want to read more into this, because this would take up like the whole entire video if I read a lot of this. So I'll touch on a few things, but if this is something that you want to look into to really dive further into the misconception, I'll just put the link in the description so you can read it yourself. Hello, Editing Bethany here. I wanted to interrupt this video real quick for 2 reasons. Number 1, if you do not care about the definition, description, history of the New Age movement, you can totally fast forward to any part where I put the iPad down, because then I'm done reading about the New Age movement. Cool? Which is not going to hurt my feelings by any means at all. If you don't care, just fast forward. Number 2, I do apologize for the overall ignorance of me trying to pronounce the words that you are about to hear, because at the time that I was recording this, I was very ignorant to what these words actually meant. And a little bit after I recorded this video, I learned a whole lot about the word that you will hear that I pronounce incorrectly. It is pronounced nautic. Nautic, not nodic. This doesn't make sense now, but it will. And after I recorded this video, I actually learned that nautic and or nauticism was explained in conjunction with the excluded, some of the excluded books of the Bible. Okay, resume playing. Thank you for your time. So to begin with, the New Age movement that spread through the occult and metaphysical religious communities in the 1970s and the 80s. It looked forward to a new age of love and light and offered a foretaste of the coming era through personal transformation and healing. And this is very interesting. It also says that the movement's strongest supporters, the movement being the New Age movement, strongest supporters were followers of modern esotericism, a religious perspective that is based on the acquisition of mystical knowledge and that has been popular in the West since the 2nd century AD, especially in the form of, I might butcher this, it starts with a G, but I think it's silent, Gnosticism. Ancient Gnosticism was succeeded by various esoteric movements through the centuries. In the 17th century and Freemasonry and ritual magic in the 19th and 20th century. But it is very interesting. So if I click on Gnosticism, it is defined as any of various related philosophical and religious movements prominent in the Roman world in the early Christian era, particularly the 2nd century. So we're going back to it being a part of the Christian way of living. How interesting. The birth of the movement started with David Spangler, where he developed the fundamental idea of the New Age movement. He believed that the release of new waves of spiritual energy signaled by certain astrological changes. Traditions of the New Age, tarot reading, astrology, yoga, meditation techniques were integrated into the movement as tools to assist personal transformation. It goes on to talk about how New Agers believe in practices such as massage, natural food diets, chiropractic, and acupuncture. Believers in the New Age also promote spiritual healing. 2 transformative tools, channeling and the use of crystals, were identified with the New Age movement as it peaked in the 1980s. Okay, we're done with that. Good God, that was a lot. So you can tell that there is no one definition for New Age, right? It is an extensive, massive history, and these people believed this, but these people believe that. There are definitely crystals, and there are definitely spiritual healing. Yes, okay, fantastic. In every form of belief or religion, there are extremists. In every single religion or whatever you decide to believe in. I wanted to read you that so you would kind of have a grasp on what New Age truly is. So when people point fingers and say, oh, you're just a New Age believer, you're a New Age believer, you're a New Age believer, they've probably not done an extensive amount of research on what New Age actually is. Like I said before, the term New Age is incredibly misleading because if you haven't done your research and you haven't looked things up, just Googled New Age, you would be under the impression that New Age literally means like new religion or new up and coming or whatever the fad thing is. And that's not it at all. That's not where the definition or the term New Age even came from. When I actually hear what they had believed in and what their teachers and mentors actually taught them, I shake when I see these videos, because there are a lot of ex-New Agers who put videos out there. You know, Jesus is saving them from the New Age. They put their story out there of what they believed in, what happened to them while they were believing it. I literally, I shake my head and I feel so bad for them. But I'm like, no, that's not it. Like, you are being so incredibly misled. Because what I'm finding is those types of people who think it is actually incredibly evil, or those who don't really know what it is, but it sounds too woo-woo and it sounds too spiritual, they were either taught misleading, false information about manifestation, what it is, and how to intentionally manifest, or they had a completely unauthentic mentor who led them astray. And let's be a little honest here. Whenever fundamentalist Christians see you doing something that is not in the Bible, it's labeled as sin, it's labeled as evil, and it's labeled as from Satan, which is so incredibly silly. It is just the silliest thing in the whole entire world. So when you have a true mentor, a true teacher who is showing you the ways of law of attraction and manifestation, that mentor, if this person is completely authentic to what they are teaching, they are going to lead you back to you, which in turn leads you closer to God and gives you a deeper understanding of who God is for you and what God has called for you to do in your life. So you are drawing closer to you. The more you draw closer to yourself and know yourself, the more you draw closer to God. those other mentors, teachers, gurus, and coaches who are leading you to this, leading you into the spiritual realm, not coaching you through your limiting beliefs, fears, and whatever else is keeping you stagnant, and completely bypasses teaching you how to love, honor, and cherish yourself, are completely unauthentic teachers of this work. And frankly, shouldn't be teaching these practices whatsoever. So if you run into a mentor, teacher, guru, there are so many names for them, and all they are saying and all we talk about is this spiritual realm of getting past blah, 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 but they're also not facing the limiting beliefs that you have, and they're bypassing the work that you should be doing on yourself, run away. Run away. I actually watched a YouTube video a few months ago, and it was so disturbing to me, to be completely honest. It was this girl, I don't even think she's this girl, she was explaining how Jesus had saved her from the New Age movement. Remember, New Age, of how other people define it, is only manifestation, law of attraction, right? That's how other people define it. So she was explaining to her viewers how Jesus had saved her from the New Age movement, and how it was evil and it was witchcraft, and there were so many experiences that she had while practicing these rituals, while practicing manifestation and law of attraction. She started talking about how she got into crystals and how she got into sage, which is all fine and well. Like, do your thing, that's fine. But how she explained it and how I received her message was this woman in particular started believing that these objects, like the sage and the crystals, literally had their own power. Like, these things, like this crystal, right, literally had some type of magical power. She was made to believe by whoever was teaching her manifestation that those things held a certain level of power and could literally fight off evil spirits. She believed that through her story and through her testimony, she explained that she believed that manifesting is putting your power into that thing, that item, that tangible thing that you are wanting to manifest into your life. You're giving that thing power instead of holding the power inside of yourself. Like, she believed everything had its own magical entity, belief of power within that thing. See, and this is the biggest misconception, I think is one of the biggest misconceptions, and it's very, very problematic because she had completely lost sight of God. She completely, I don't know why I'm adding she completely lost sight of God and started putting her faith and trust into other things. Do you see where it gets a little muddy, where that belief can get a little muddy? So every time that I hear of an ex-New Ager talk about their story and they say that they've been transformed by Jesus and saved by God, either number one, they didn't know God to begin with, or two, they completely lost sight of God when they started manifesting, intentionally manifesting, or when they started wanting to add crystals into whatever ritual they had. they lost sight of who God truly was in their life. Either one, they never knew who God was, or two, they completely stopped believing in God and started believing in those tangible things that are only supposed to help you in meditation, helping you get into the groove of journaling, whatever. They don't hold a certain power. You hold that certain power. And that is a huge misconception that fundamentalist Christians, or I guess Christians in general, hold. And there are arguments whether manifestation is evil or if manifestation is in the Bible, which it freaking is. The word manifestation isn't in there, but there's a scripture that says, whatever I ask for in prayer, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe you have received it, and it shall be yours. That is manifestation. However, many people are taught that manifesting involves sitting in a circle with the people who believe the same thing that you do, and you hold a freaking crystal to the center of your head and tell the universe all about your selfish desires, or like whatever. Like, that's all well and good, but that's not it. That is not it. For the love of God, it's not it. I mean, I'm sure that some people will do that and they manifest just fine and whatever, and that's great and well, but the simplicity of manifesting is just that. Praying for whatever you're wanting, whatever your desire is, believing you're receiving it and it's yours. That's literally manifestation in a scripture verse. Boom! We're intentionally manifesting. This is a great misconception. Dear God, this is a great misconception. Is that manifestation is all about the tangible things. The money, the cars, the house, the whatever else, the purses, the Gucci, the whatever else big name brand thing that you can think of. And again, if you are looking up to somebody who's all about manifestation, if you have a mentor who's teaching about manifestation, a teacher, a coach, whatever, and all you are hearing about and all that they are teaching you about and all that you are seeing on social media are these lavish trips, are these big cars, and they're saying that that is manifesting, which I agree, it is, but if that's the only thing that you're seeing, run away. Run away. Because that also is not the thing. That also is not the thing. Yes, manifestation can be those things. You can manifest a beautiful home. I'm sitting in it right now. You can manifest a beautiful car. It's outside. You can manifest the things in your life. But, however, if your teacher, if your coach, if your guru, whatever, if they are not leading you and guiding you and helping you through manifesting different emotions, manifesting different belief systems, manifesting the different feelings you're having, manifesting your different thoughts, manifesting self-love in yourself, manifesting just calmness in your life, and starting to manifest things from the inside first instead of the outside, then you are being led down the wrong path. You are. Because manifestation, true manifestation, and true work on yourself comes from the inside out, not the outside in. And again, those tangible things to manifest are fun and great and exciting and just magical, and it's just so yummy and it's amazing. However, if you are manifesting, if you are trying to manifest a brand new car, and you have unprocessed emotions, you have unhealed trauma, you still have false beliefs that are holding you back from living the greatest life that you possibly could ever have, number one, you're probably not going to manifest that car. However, if you do, you are solely going to have this car, but still feel empty inside, still feel that unhealed those unhealed wounds, still struggle with those same limiting beliefs. And that in itself causes people and causes other people who don't understand manifestation to see these big manifestations coming in, and it looks selfish, and it's, oh, the car and the boat and the house and the thing and the... It looks as though it is selfish, because if that person, which we'll get into later, if that person had manifested that car and still have those inner wounds to deal with, they are inevitably going to want to manifest other things, create other things, because they don't want to deal with the wounds and the things inside of them first. This is the work before that is the work. And every single time, I'm not exaggerating, every single time I hear a Christian say that they were delivered and they were saved from the New Age era or New Age way of believing, that they were taught that manifestation was a very selfish act, and that if they had manifested a car, then what's the biggest thing after that to manifest? And then it just grows bigger and bigger and bigger. And these women, specifically women who I have researched about this, they would say that then there's nothing to really manifest, because I've already have the car, I already have the dream house, I already have whatever. So there's a lack in, it's always something more. It's always something more. And that is not it. That is not it. Number one, you are constantly manifesting through the thoughts that you think regularly, the beliefs that you hold, the emotions that you have, and the feelings that you have on a daily basis. You are manifesting 100% of the time, meaning you are manifesting your emotions. You are manifesting the things that happen into your life. You are manifesting little baby things all the time, not just the big tangible items. Just it. Manifesting doesn't have to be tangible. Manifesting doesn't have to be the big obnoxious things that you can post on Instagram. It doesn't have to be. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Manifesting can be emotions, feelings, a conversation with your partner, healing wounds of childhood trauma. You can manifest these things. This is the main reason why I truly believe that manifestation has such a bad reputation in the Christian community. Because what they're taught is incredibly misleading, and the things that they see are people not dealing with their own heart and covering it up with the bigger and better and brighter thing to truly manifest. You can't use tangible things to cover up a wounded heart. The truth and authenticity will always shine brighter every single time. Another famous misconception is that manifesting is strictly believing, period. Believing and done. Doing nothing about it and waiting to receive it. Doing nothing and receiving the thing. If that's your belief, like, go for it, man. However, what I was taught was slightly different. Is believing a huge aspect of manifesting? Absolutely. 100%. Is it the only thing in manifesting? Absolutely not. 100% not. And this is the step that I believe these ex-New Agers aren't taught and or skip, because it's not sexy, or they just don't talk about it because maybe they weren't taught about it. I'm not sure. But you never hear, I have never heard in my deep dives of research of ex-New Agers, I have never once heard any one of them say, yes, I had to take actionable steps to receive the manifestation. They always say, and yes, I am saying always, because the ones that I have seen, every single video has said, I was just taught to believe it. I was just taught to believe, period. Taking inspired action, not solely just action, not just work, like doing the thing, but in taking inspired action is a huge step in manifestation. So when I say inspired action, I am talking about once you have worked through those limiting beliefs of calling this thing into your life, of manifesting this thing into fruition. Once you have worked on these limiting beliefs, we have different thought processes around this thing that we're believing. We have lined out some affirmations to help us throughout this day. We are changing the verbiage that are coming out of our mouth. We are completely aligned with this thing. We ask God, hey, what are the steps that I need to take? Please lead me and guide me to the steps that I need to take to bring this thing into fruition. And from there, you will receive the nudges. From there, you will receive guidance. That is the inspired action. The actionable steps, usually if you are not doing this guided and with God, I suppose, is very masculine minded of, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this. And what you really actually needed to do was maybe two or like one or two of those things instead of work. So you are taking the inspired action that God is allowing you, God is guiding you towards to receive the thing. And manifesting isn't simply using words of affirmations and believing the thing into existence. And there it is. Again, if that's the way you do things, totally cool. And if it's working for you, fantastic. Like, that's phenomenal. However, that's not how I was taught. That's not what I truly believe. And that's not what I teach as well. The work comes in when you dive deep and you dive really deep into the beliefs that you hold, the words, the thoughts, the feelings that you are having on a regular daily basis. The work is changing your beliefs, the thoughts, the actions, the feelings to mimic the life that you desire living. Changing your thought patterns, changing the emotions you feel regularly, changing the actions that you're taking to inevitably manifest whatever it is, manifest the life of your dreams. And all of this takes work. I'm not here to tell you that there is no work when it comes to manifestation. It's not elbow grease work, but it's the work that involves deep transparency and deep vulnerability. This work can be a little scary because you're diving really, really deep into those belief systems and those belief patterns that you've held maybe your whole entire life, and you're diving deep into those rooted emotions. This is where the true work actually comes in. And another misconception that we have here for today is manifesting is solely of your selfish desires. And I know that we tapped into this a little bit before, but we're going to dive further into it now. And there's a question that I wanted to address, which will help me get into this topic, is why do people believe that manifestation is all for show or it is solely for selfish reasoning? And the biggest thing that I could think of is because of social media, because that's what you see. Manifestation and the law of attraction have been in practice for centuries. However, because of social media and how easy it is to look things up, you can just go on your TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Google, or whatever, and look the words law of attraction and manifestation up and come up with a whole slew of information. It's just so easy to get to now. And sometimes we'll run into very authentic manifestors who are teaching these things in an intentional and authentic way and who are manifesting great things. But however, you will also run into unauthentic people who are manifesting for the likes, for the money, for the clout, whatever. They are those two people. They're two separate people out there on social media. And it's so easy to get involved and obsessed with the beautiful cars that they say that they, somebody just gave them, or they got a new bow, or just those, what I'm talking about. The pretty pictures of the lavish hotels and the spa and all those things, which are fine. Like, all of those things are completely fine, but it is the intention as to which that person is posting those things as well. And there's another story and another woman who I was looking up the other day of a ex-New Ager, and she was explaining, it's kind of where I got this little riff from, but she was explaining that the people who she had looked up to the most, who were manifesting these lavish things, and she wanted to manifest the same things, blah, 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 blah. She said that out of the blue, these people, like the people who are manifesting, their life just completely shattered, and they were broke, and all of a sudden their marriage was failing, but they were posting about how amazing things were. And I'm saying, because that tells you how unauthentic this person or this couple or whatever were. You can tell that they were not doing the work that we had just talked about. They were not doing the work within themselves while receiving all of these things. Does that make sense? So in every religion, every practice, every person, you're going to find those authentic people and unauthentic people. That's just how it is. And yes, again, you can manifest those fun things for you. You can manifest those huge, tangible, beautiful things. However, from the perspective of, the people that I've researched and the podcasts that I've listened to from ex-New Agers, what they were not taught and what they were not told was that true, intentional, authentic manifestation comes from a pure and loving heart. The intentions as to which you are manifesting are literally coming from a true and pure and completely authentic, vulnerable heart. So yes, you can receive the things that you desire. Because if you are manifesting and you are coming at it with a pure intention and a pure heart, then the things that you desire will inevitably help you be the best version of yourself for yourself and for other people. And one of the biggest things that they don't tell you either is, from the New Agers perspective, is that if you are coming from a pure intention, pure heart, is that the desires that you hold, so side note, this is debunking the selfishness of manifestation, okay? If you are coming at it as a pure, beautiful, intentional heart, the desires that you want and the desires that you hold will be from God. Your desires will be in full alignment with God. In Christian terms, your desires, if you are coming with a pure heart, your desires will be of the will of God. So one of the biggest misconceptions is that manifestation is solely for the selfishness of your own desires and every endeavor that has to do with selfishness. You're thinking about yourself, you get what you want and all those things. That's not it. That's not it at all. And this is a huge thing that ex-New Agers or just people in general are not taught, is that when you are coming from a true, pure intention mindset and a true intention, just beautiful, pure heart, and you have done the work to get there, what you desire will be in full alignment with what God wants for your life. So, all in all, if your intentions are pure and if your heart is pure, then your manifestations will be literally what God wants for your life. Okay, I think that is it for the day. I think I touched on all 6 misconceptions. I don't think I numbered them throughout this, but that is completely fine. I hope this has helped you. I truly do, because I understand that there are so many misconceptions. I'm sure there are other misconceptions that I missed, but I know that there are misconceptions, and I am a true believer in manifestation. I believe that we are manifesting 100% of the time, all the time, but also I believe in practicality. I am a practical manifester, maybe, in a sense of I understand that there needs to be work done to receive the thing. And I talk to God and I say, okay, like, I'm ready to do my part. Meet me halfway. Like, we got this. So it is a receiving, but it's also a co-creative process between me and God. And I truly believe that. And I taught a course for a while. It's called Manifested Mindset. And it touched on a lot of scriptures that proved law of attraction and manifestation in the Bible. I do not teach that anymore because of the new beliefs that I do hold. But it is in the Bible. It is 100% biblical, and nobody can tell you otherwise. So I hope this has helped you. If you do have any questions, I would love for you to reach out to me. So go ahead and post your question in the comment section below. I have a Reddit community now. I'm not sure what Reddit is. But I hear a lot of YouTubers say, I have a Reddit community. So I'm like, okay, that has to be successful somehow. So I created a Reddit community, and I'm working on a few other things behind the scenes, which will be a lot of fun. So I'll put the Reddit community in the description box below as well. Like always, you are the greatest of all time. I love you so much. Thank you for stopping by. If you are listening on the podcast, thank you, my manifestation queens. I love you so much. And you know what? I'm going to say something super cool because my fiance called me this morning. He's a firefighter. He called me this morning and I was halfway out. And he said, hey, you are fierce, you are strong, and you are the most powerful woman I know. So maybe that's our tagline. Remember, you are fierce, you are strong, and you are a powerful, absolutely powerful woman. So be fierce. What was I going to say? You are fierce, you're strong, and powerful. I love that for you. I love it. Okay, so I'll talk to you next week. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your week. Because I know that I will. Okay, I love you. Bye.